Hey guys, what's up? Queenie K here. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about hair growth and why your hair could possibly not be growing.
Shoulder sideways, smack it in the air. Legs move it side to side, smack it in the air.
If you're new to this channel, make sure you thumbs up this video if you like it and hit that subscribe button because I upload a lot, and usually I just do Thursdays and Sundays, but right now I'm going to be uploading a little bit more than that just because why not? So make sure you don't miss that, and also turn on the notification button. And yeah, let's get started. So basically I just want to talk about reasons why it's possible that your hair is not growing or that you're not seeing results in your routine. So first of all, I just want to point out that your hair probably is growing from your scalp. You're probably just not retaining the length as it comes out of your head. So most people, like, unless you have a scalp condition where you are balding or thinning, or you actually are having problems growing hair from your scalp, your hair probably is growing, but you are probably doing something to damage it when it comes out. And a few of these reasons could be one of the ones on my list. It could not be. I'm not saying that this has to be the reasons why your hair isn't growing or the reasons why you're not seeing length or you're not retaining length. These are just problems that I have dealt with, that I've seen other people deal with. I'm not an expert, obviously, but these are just suggestions that you could take and look at and think, am I doing these things? Am I not doing these things? What should I change, you know? So don't take everything too seriously. Take it with a grain of salt, apply it to yourself and see if it makes sense for you. If it doesn't, it's cool, and if it does, try it out. So the first thing I want to talk about that I actually just made a previous video about recently is getting regular trims, or maybe not regular, but trimming your hair when it needs to be trimmed. It's something that could possibly help your journey of retaining your length, your hair growth journey. So basically, if you are not cutting off the dead ends, sometimes it will travel up your hair and it will cause breakage, and then you won't be seeing the results of your hair growth. So basically your hair is growing from here and it adds like this much, but this much is dead and it grows up, and then you're basically having more breakage than growth. So then you're going to be thinking, oh, my hair is not growing, but really you just have a lot of breakage and you have not stopped it by cutting it off. So that could be one of the reasons. That is something that I dealt with. So now I'm trying to get used to trimming my hair when it needs to be trimmed, and it's hard, but it is something you need to consider. The next thing I want to talk about is having dry hair. Another thing that I really struggle with. My hair is just naturally very dry, and sometimes I neglect that, and then because it gets too dry, it gets brittle, and then that causes breakage. I try to make sure my hair is moisturized and conditioned at all times. I really struggled with keeping my hair moisturized just because it takes a lot of effort. If you do have naturally dry hair, you understand how much time it takes to have to make sure your hair is moisturized every single day. Some people can go a few days without having to moisturize their hair consistently. I can't. It's something I have to do every single day. So if you're like me, then make sure you stay on top of that, so then you can reduce the breakage and you can see the results of your hair growth. So the next thing I want to talk about is over manipulation. So when you think that you need to do protective styles back to back, and when you think you need to style your hair every single day, this can be a way of just causing too much stress on your hair, on your scalp, everything. Like, you need to give your hair a break, because that constant manipulation can cause breakage. For example, some people have a lot of breakage after they do braids because of their hair rubbing against the synthetic hair, and then it's like, oh my god, my hair is so much shorter now. That can happen. And then things like combing your hair too much, too aggressively, like, it's just a lot. So you have to be careful how much you're manipulating your hair, and sometimes take a break from the protective styling, because protective styles can be a nice break for your scalp and your hair, but it can also irritate it if it is too much. It's just stressful. It's stressful on your hair, and your hair is not going to be taking well to it, especially if you're not being able to deep condition and moisturize enough. If you're doing protective styles back to back, you're probably only stopping in between to wash and condition your hair, deep condition at one time right there. But when it is in a protective style for like most of the year, for example, that means you're not moisturizing your hair every few days unless you can really get into it. So that's just something to think about. Again, everyone protective styles differently, so if you feel like this is something you are doing too much, think about it, maybe take a break and see if it changes anything. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is aggressive detangling. Personally, like I feel like I need to keep bringing this up, but growing up in an African house, ain't nobody care. Like, they will brush your hair, comb your hair to get the tangles out. That's it. They don't care. Like, it's not like my mom didn't care, my aunt didn't care. It's just like, I need to braid up your hair, you better sit down, you know. But I know it's bad, but some people are used to brushing their hair like that. You should not be taking a comb, sticking it at the root and dragging it through. You should not. Like, that's a no-no. Like, you should not be doing that. Always detangle from the ends and go upwards, and make sure you are using the right tools. Don't use, if you have curly hair, any in the 4 category, in any hair, don't you dare. Don't. Like, if this is not for parting your hair, do I need to say anything else? Like when you go to the hair salon and they're trying to braid up your hair and they'll be combing it with this, that is disrespectful. That is disrespectful. So please, like, this is one I can't even say, well, some people, I don't know about this one. I'm really convinced that detangling with the wrong tools can really do like serious damage on your hair. So try to stay away from these. Use wide tooth combs, use your fingers. There's no need to use this, in my opinion. So if you have a different argument, please let me know in the comments, because I'm curious. Would somebody actually think this is okay? The next thing I want to talk about that could possibly be destroying your hair growth journey, or could be stopping you from retaining length, is too much heat. Basically, if you're using too much heat, you could be causing breakage, split ends, and heat damage, and heat damage cannot be repaired. So again, then you'd have to cut your hair off, and then there goes your journey, you know. So be careful of those things. That could be a reason why your hair isn't growing. Another thing I want to talk about is deep conditioning. This is something I neglected for years and years and years. I didn't deep condition enough, and my hair would get dry. Like I said, I have dry hair, and long story short, it would get dry and crusty and break, and that's it. My hair is not long. So it was as simple as that. So if you're not deep conditioning enough, consider it. Consider that, and maybe that'll help you retain more length. Another thing I want to talk about is more water, inside and outside. A lot of natural girls are scared of shrinkage. They don't want their hair to be too small, but water is your best friend. Like, water is the best form of moisture. Like, hello, you know. So don't be scared of shrinkage. Whatever, your hair is going to flourish afterwards. Let people think you have short hair, and then you're gonna hit them with the boing, you know. Don't even worry about it. Like, it's good. Just moisturize your hair, use water. I'm not saying dunk your head in water every day, but just get used to the habit of using water as a moisturizer, and also drinking enough water to moisturize your hair from the inside out. So obviously, if you drink a lot of water, you will see the results in your hair. And again, moisturized hair equals less breakage, and you know, you get the point. We're retaining length here, and we want to have long hair. So to keep your hair growing nice and moisturized, drink water. To keep it from breaking off from dryness, use water. And the last thing I want to talk about is just being consistent in your hair routine. So a lot of times we start our hair journey and we get tired or lazy or defeated, and we stop doing certain things. But something that I have learned is when I do things regularly, it kind of trains my hair to get used to it. So for example, when I didn't deep condition or condition my hair enough, when I did once every few months, my hair wouldn't take the product very well. But once I kept doing it, it almost like trains your hair to get used to it. Eventually your hair will start taking the products better. So if you train your hair to get used to a certain routine, it will get easier. So you can't just wake up one day and try to switch your whole routine and expect it to work in a second. You have to consistently keep trying and doing those things and see if your hair takes to it, because it might, and it probably will if you're not doing anything crazy. But there is such a thing as hair training. If you don't know much about it, Google it, YouTube it, you can find out more information. But personally, I just found out about it through trial and error, so it's not something that I actually researched, and then I saw that other people were going through the same thing. So if you want to know more about it, search up hair training. I'll also leave a link of a video that I've seen down below in the description so you can know more about it. So basically, be consistent, take your time, and keep doing the good things for your hair. Don't just stop and expect your hair to just pick it back up, or start picking up those products and accepting them as easily as it did before. It used to take my hair forever to absorb any type of product just because it wasn't used to it, you know? So that's something to consider. And when you get those things down, it'll be much easier to take care of your hair and keep it healthy. And then the effect of this is having long hair that is great, and you can actually keep the length that is coming in. So that is all I have to say. Again, I'm not a doctor. These are just the things that I have experienced, and I cannot say that enough times. But of course, try them out. Let me know what you think. If anyone has any tips on how they keep their hair long and healthy, comment them down below. Help some people out, help me out, because you know I always have something to learn. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that down below. Follow me on my social media right here, and comment, thumbs up, turn on the notification thing so you know when I upload. And yeah, let's talk in the comments. I love interacting with you guys. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye.